bet me in that corner and I'll let it blow. I got time today, cause boy, it ain't my time to go. I told my mama before I left that I would make it home. And I ain't about to leave my mama alone. It's crazy what I'm living in, I'm trying to be the bigger man.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Lifestyle Living Podcast. Now today, I'm honestly just going to give you guys a big life update. You know, I feel like last week when I didn't release an episode, it was the first time in about, I think it was the first time this year actually that I didn't release an episode. And if so, I think it has been only the third, maybe the fourth time that I've ever missed releasing an episode on the podcast since I started it back in 2021. Like, that's crazy. You know, and I never understood, or I never realized how consistent I was with the podcast until, like, I was having a couple conversations with a few people, and, you know, a lot of people, like, know that I'm an online coach and a trainer and help people with their mindset, nutrition, programming, and things. But when they find out that I've been doing the podcast longer than that, it's actually crazy. And I don't realize that neither, because that's an episode every week. You know, like a 10 to 20 minute episode every week. I used to do up to an hour episodes, you know, just going on about stuff. I used to have guests on and stuff, and I've always toyed with the idea of having more guests on here. But, you know, I want to make sure I always keep the tone of, you know, the podcast relevant, which is, you know, documenting my life, which is why this episode is a life update one. And you honestly might hear some music in the background because I'm just walking around the house. You know, Emma's outside doing programs for her clients, doing some last few check-ins for them and getting things set up. There's we always put this thing on YouTube. That's like it's like a 4K workflow thing where it shows you like different high rises. I love looking out at high rises, and it's crazy the different types of houses and like condos and just places out there with infinity pools and stuff. So if you hear any music in the background, that's definitely what that is. But honestly, I just wanted to give an honest from the heart life update, short and sweet. And you know, a lot of my clients, you guys listen to the podcast. You guys are the main driver of it, which I love it. I appreciate you guys so much. And so you guys obviously know, last few weeks have been absolutely insane for me to wrap my head around about everything that's going on. And for you guys that don't know, and I'll slowly be sharing this over online, because the reason why I want to share and talk about it is because I think the subject of the matter is, you know, I had a conversation with one of my clients that has experienced similar things, and she even said it's like, anything other than the actual topic of conversation to describe the situation is just a discredit to it, essentially. You know, and what it is suicide. You know, it's a trigger word for a lot of us, and there's no easy conversation around it. But my mom tried taking her own life a few weeks ago, and it was insane. And it's not the first time she's tried it, so I'm not saying I was prepared by any means with the situation, but, you know, it's one of those things that doesn't get easier, you know, but that stroke of that emotion has been hit before. I just didn't anticipate it to happen again. But, you know, things happened, I don't want to say for a reason, but, you know, I'm a big believer of that. Things happen for a reason. And there's a lot of unity within the family that came from this. There's a lot of clarity as to what I need to do with my life as a man, as a person, you know, things in my day-to-day life that I'm just letting myself not be grateful for, you know, so just a big eye-opening situation. So I had to take a step back from absolutely everything. You know, I had to take a big step back and just really, not say reassess, but just take the time to really make sure that I was okay, you know. And it's crazy because the biggest realization for me personally was that I realized that I was never not in the state of despair. And that was really hard to come to terms with, because to give you a context of what I mean, like, you know, I was on the way to the gym when I received the call from my brother. My brother found my mom on the floor, and, you know, it was what it was. And it was just crazy because I didn't really get upset because I wanted to be strong for my brother, make sure he was good. My brother DJ, he's the one that takes care of the entire family. He's the anchor of the family. He's the foundation, and we're all fucked if he's not around. And I want to make sure that he knows that at all times. And with this situation, I just organically took over, making sure that I could handle him, because, you know, I couldn't imagine what he's seen, let alone like what I've saw in the hospital later that day, etc. So I want to make sure he was good, and I didn't really get upset until I talked to Emma about it. But the thing is, you know, after Emma, which is God love her fucking heart, didn't even think of anything like this, but because it's so crazy about like my side of my family growing up without any support and love for each other, that wasn't connected to a malicious intent or transactional thing. Like, Emma was just like, what do you need me to do? Do you want me to come to the gym with you? You want me to hang with you? Like, it's just crazy. She was just like, you want my presence? And I'm like, damn. Is that how that works? You know what I mean? Because like, it's hard to accept one's love like that sometimes, right? And, you know, just so that was really, like, obviously really good to hear. And I felt that to the heart and bone. And another reason why I love that motherfucker. But I just continued to go to the gym. You know, I cried on the phone a little bit to her, and I just was like, no, I'm just going to continue my day, do my thing. And yes, on one hand, I'm not going to discredit my strong sense of self-awareness as to what makes me feel my best to make sure I stay in motion, you know. And what I mean by that is, you know, the fact that I continue to go to the gym, didn't go straight to the hospital, all these different things, like, you know, and like, not that it's relevant as to why I continue to go to the gym, because there's a small matter of fact of the picture is like, you know, you really can't do anything. Mom is practically in an incubator, or being, that's not an incubator, fucking kids are in those things, god damn it, you know, but she's pretty much being induced into a coma because she was all fucked up. And it's like, what am I going to do, go watch that? But on top of that, what am I going to do, just keep putting salt on the wound? So, you know, going to the gym has just always been something for me that, like, is my thing to cope. And, you know, the crazy thing is, like, a lot of my clients said to me that it was actually a shout out to Amanda. I love the way you phrased it. She's like, that's a baller fucking move. And I've never even, like, you know, I never even thought about it that way. And a lot of people actually shout out Michael, too. I want to shout you guys all out, seriously, so I don't want to give any personal names because you guys all said stuff. But, you know, Michael, you said, like, you guys are all grinding harder for me because of me, you know, to show me the energy still just as high, just maybe because I'm going through something. And that's how I understood it. And it's just crazy, right? But the biggest thing I realized when I was able to go to the gym, continue my day, was I didn't get any worse. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, I got the information and it just put me into the state that I'm typically in most of the time. And that was the biggest clarity or eye opener for me, because I was like, holy fuck, like, I just literally got a call from my brother about finding my mother on the floor. Literally, no one knows how long she was on the floor, for how long. It ended up being like 16, 18 hours. And if it was literally fucking any moments longer, she wouldn't be here. And it's like, I'm not to discredit my resiliency and my confidence in myself and my self-worth and going to the gym, showing up for myself. But it just showed in my head, like, holy fuck, like, not saying I should have felt the weight of the situation heavier, but my ability to handle it and where I was able to go mentally was where I was just always at. And it's like, you know, if you've been here for a while, you know I've changed my life so fucking much over the last little bit. Like, this time last year, I was like literally just like, can I do a bodybuilding show again? Is my business going to flourish and is it going to be something I want to do permanently? 2 years ago, it was like I was just about to take it full time. You know, getting on the horizon of, holy shit, I can actually do this full time, compensated, like, supplement my income by doing this for myself, working for myself. 3 years ago, it was just a scratch on paper of goals, trying to, like, you know, start out, kick up that fire to see what I could build. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, it was all just drawings on papers and ideation of my life and, you know, things like this. So for me to be where I'm at, like, you know, I'm trying to really, really visualize the day-to-day of being grateful, you know, because again, if you, like I said, if you've been here for a while, no one in my family has ever displayed love. No one ever has displayed, like, grace, self-compassion, self-care, nurturing, none of this stuff. It was always a heightened anxiety state. There was always addictions. There was always yelling. There was always, like, malicious intent, transactional things. The way I like to describe it is me and my brothers were always a pawn within my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, my grandfather's life. And this isn't to take away from any of them as individuals, because at the end of the day, to be mature and grow within the situation, it's to take a step back and understand they all had shitty cards too. Now, could I go in on it and give my opinion as to who could do what and where? Of fucking course, but I'm not going to do that. I looked at my brother, like I said, DJ, and said, what are we doing? What are we going to do together collectively to make this next transition so it's not about them anymore, it's about us? So we're handling the situation the best we can. But again, that just still showed me my lack of just seeing where I was at in my life. You know, like, the love that Emma shows for me every single day, like, I genuinely don't know how to accept it. You know, like, it's like speaking Chinese. It's like, you're telling me you're loving me, but I don't feel nothing, and I'm trying to understand it. Same thing with me being grateful for me going to the gym and living the lifestyle that I am. Like, you know, like, I was just so much in despair from the car accident, the pain, and, you know, the turmoil of all these different shitty circumstances through life and the surgeries, that it's like, I'm in the gym now feeling like I'm in high school again with how much my pumps are coming back. Like, it's crazy because I stay so consistent and believe so much in changing these things. But again, going back to highlighting the mindset that I was in, was it just showed me how much despair I was in. Like, I was like in that controlled chaos on my mindset, you know, and it's so crazy when it was that vivid, you know, because it just showed that I gotta be and should be and deserve to be feeling so much fucking better. Positive emotions every single fucking day. And, you know, it's almost like the opposite of the quote. You don't know how bad it is until it gets great or something. Well, that's not the opposite of that one, but that's kind of the good quote for it. You know, it's like, you don't know how great your life can be until it feels great. And I just need to feel the greatness that I've created. You know, that's the biggest clarity that I've gotten. It's even hard for me to, I feel like I'm honestly rambling because it's hard for me to articulate it because I'm still trying to understand it. Because like I said, it just goes to show that I need to look at my life and be so fucking grateful for what I have, you know, not to relate it to my mom doing what she's dead, is what she tried to do and things, but it's like, I don't feel those ways. I used to have tendencies within realm of those, you know, like I said, if you've been here for a while, you know that. So for me to understand, like, I don't feel that way at all, and I built my life the last 2, 3, 4 years to feel so much the opposite of that, I gotta start giving myself that validation, the clarity, the certainty, like, and just the fucking space and time and energy, because I deserve it, and to understand that it's like, look, dog, you deserve to feel amazing every day as if you hit the fucking lottery. And that's the biggest thing that this whole situation showed me, because I've literally changed my life. That every single thing in my life right now is things I've literally dreamed of happening. Like straight up, like going to the gym with no pain, never thought it would happen. Going back to the bodybuilding scene, being able to compete again at the level that I did and can, and knowing that next time I go back it's going to be better. Dog, like I never thought about it. Being able to have such an amazing community full of clients that are all individually such badass fucking human beings that are doing so much more than every single one of them realizes every single fucking day. And if you're listening to this and you are one of my clients, just understand that you can do so much more if you just understand you're already doing it. And what I mean by that is believe in yourself. Look at the weeks. Look how many weeks you've been consistent. Look how proud you should be of yourself. And that's what I'm talking about. What's the point of grinding and building our life to the amount that it can be if we're not fucking taking the time to enjoy it? And that's the biggest thing that I realized. We're all waiting for the shoe to drop. Well, guess what? When my mom did what she did, the fucking shoe dropped. And I heard it loud as fuck. And I'm grateful, love you, Mom, that it wasn't me that had to personally go through it. Now we're getting everything that we can in the control of our ability to get everyone back to health. As fast as we can, as genuine as we can, as best as we can, all of us. And if any of us fall out of the alignment of that, it's on us as individuals to get back in it, because it's now so clear as to what we need to do as a family, who the priority is, and what we need to do. You know, but that's just a big life update as to where I'm at. And I just really wanted to be honest with you guys and just really just understand what I've taken away from that situation, you know, because I think it's such a heavy burden we put on ourselves every day. You know, like a lot of us take the weight of the world on every day just to show up and be like, we're going to get the change that we seek. We're going to be everything we've ever sought out to be. And it's like, you are. But it's like, when are you going to realize you got to give yourself permission to be that person? Showing up and doing is half the work. The rest of it's accepting that you're actually fucking doing it. And when my mom did that, that's what it really showed me. It showed that we're all doing what we need to be doing to be our best versions every day. And yeah, sure, a lot of us may not be where we want to be, but it's always easy to look at how far we need to go. But when you can start to learn and tune in to be so grateful for how far you fucking come, that's when the true success is going to happen. That's when the true abundance is going to happen. The true lifestyle changes are going to happen. Because, again, when the shoe dropped, my mom did what she did. She showed me we're all here for a limited fucking time. When our ticket is punched, we have no clue when that's going to be, nor do we know who anyone around us when that's going to be. You know, my mom is one of the strongest people I've ever met. If you actually know her life story, which, man, fuck, I'm going to try to get it out there one day because I feel like this is a form of therapy for me as well, you know, just being able to talk about it so freely, because a lot of people get like a lot of things from it. And I think that's inspiring and impactful because I get a lot of things from them as well. You know, but my mom's one of the strongest people I've ever met. And if anyone had her story, like it's remarkable. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to the people in your lives as well. You know, so I think the biggest thing for me is just like, you know, really taking the time now going forward. And everything, everyone else should do this as well, is like be super, super fucking proud of how far you've come. Really, 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 really understand that, like, you know, most of the stuff you do on a daily basis is things that are in accordance and in alignment that are going to continue to give you the life that you want. And so many of you are so much capable of more than you ever believed, and you just got to believe in yourself and realize you are that person, you know? And it's on us at the end of the day to give ourselves permission to be those versions. Is it easy? Fuck no. But is it worth it? Always, you know? But that's a life update. That's where I'm at. I'm so motivated to get everything fucking going. I had a couple announcements I want to shout out, but I'm going to do that next time. But I appreciate you guys all. Have the fucking best week ever. And let's just keep doing what we do best, which is show the fuck up. Let's get it.